For ye are not under the law, but ye are under grace. You may be seated, please. Yeah. Now, I'm going to be kicking around somewhere a little bit out of the book of Daniel. I'm going to be kicking around over there a little bit, and from the 1st to the 4th chapter. Just in and out of it. Just dipping in and out.
All right.
And I picked this passage here to draw the text on it. And the text I'm going to be, it is what it is.
All right.
It is what it is.
All right.
We get up some morning, we'll wake up early in the morning and we'll get up, we got a great day planned, and we get up and it's just storming outside. We had something planned for all outdoors. We get out there and it's just storming and lightning and just raining and just look like it's just ruining your day, but you got to realize that it is what it is. You know, we'll get somebody down and get down flat on the backs and just don't look like things are going to work out, but God is fixing us to be able to face what we got to face in the world, and the way we got to face it, we got to face what He put before us, and it is what it is.
Yes, sir.
Every now and then, you know, I look at my wife and I say, you know what? I believe that, you know, one of these days that I'm going to be put in the ground and it might leave you back here. And I say, you got to try to make it on. I say, because it is what it is.
Yes,
and you can't change the thing. You're fighting something that we can't change.
All right.
See, now, a fight is a thing that we just can't change no matter how we want to change it, because it is what it is.
Yeah.
See, now, when I'm talking here, this whole thing gonna take me back to a time, and I say out of the book of Daniel, I say gonna take me back to a time of a king called Jehoiakim. Jehoiakim, he reigned for right around 3 years there. And then and he was of the tribe of Judah, and he was there in Jerusalem. And he had a nice, good setup there. For some reason, God decided He wanted to do something for Nebuchadnezzar. See, there's a lot of things about Nebuchadnezzar, and sometimes we'll hear the story. Last week, the pastor spoke on down in the den with the lion. You know, and I kind of thought about the thing, and went back and looked back into it, and see, King Jehoiakim, he had a nice sit up there, and he was from the tribe of Judah, and you know who that's from. That's from the seed of Abraham.
Yes.
That was in the blessed city called Jerusalem. You know, God said one day He's going to build a brand new city, and it ain't going to be made by the hands of man, and that is going to be handed down and called the New Jerusalem. And say the streets will be paved with sapphire and gold. But see, I'm not talking about that city yet, but I'm talking about the Jerusalem that Jehoiakim ruled over. The man that knew that he was a blessed man from a blessed seed, but God decided He wanted to do something for Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah. See, I want y'all to keep in mind now, God wanted to do something for Nebuchadnezzar. And He wanted to plant something in Nebuchadnezzar's mind.
Well,
see, one day Nebuchadnezzar decided that he was going to go into the 3rd year of the region of King Jehoiakim. Nebuchadnezzar, he decided that he was going to go and take over the old countryside. He went in and he besieged the country. And he just went on and took the land, and then he took all the people into captivity.
Yes,
he went there, he took the rings and all the jewelry and all the gold. And he took everything that the peoples had there. And he took it into another country, into another land, which was Babylon. And where he was the king of. And see, over in Babylon, there was a place called Shinar, where they worshiped images and false gods and all kind of old stuff like that. They didn't worship the Almighty God, the great I am that I am, and they didn't know nothing about Him, you see. But what He done is, he said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all the spoils and all the riches, and He carried it over there into the land of Shinar. And when he got there, after he done region there for 2 years, he done reigned in power now for 2 years. Among those of the tribe of Judah, there was some eunuchs. And he decided that he'll take these old eunuchs in, and he took them in and he let them be trained by his people so they could be the best. But God had favor and for the eunuchs. And one was called Belshazzar, and his name was Daniel. They named him Daniel. And then the other three was Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. I want y'all to keep this in your mind now. See, now they knew about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see, Nebuchadnezzar, he didn't have no idea. He believed in them old graven images and this kind of old thing. So when he got him down into the land of Shinar, now guess what happened to him? He had a dream. In the second year of his reason, he began to dream. And when he began to dream, he had this old strange dream. And he had, I'm going to tell you what he had now. He had sorcerers. When you hear me use the word musician, I'm going to be referring to people that work magic, like hoodoo, you know, and voodoo and old witchcraft and all this kind of old stuff. And he had some sorcerers and all of these here. And he had something called astronomers, you know. These astronomers could look up at the stars and they could tell you a story about the stars. And these old sorcerers, they could tell you when it's supposed to be going to rain and when you grow your crops and all of these. And them was his specialties, you know. He had governors, he had sheriffs, he had a political arena set up like politicians is today, back in those days. Don't think now because they were yesteryear that they were back in a primitive state. They were as modern as we are in their way. Y'all hear me now? In their way. You know, they didn't have the fancy runners with the cars. They had one to get on chariots and they'll run from one side of the country and go and do the other and carry the mail and the news for them. You understand me? So you got to keep in mind the kind of state of mind that they were in. Yeah. So when he had this dream, he brought all of the interpreters before him, and this dream troubled him, you know, and he's a mighty king. This is Nebuchadnezzar. And he said, well, what I'm going to do, he says, I'm going to summon all of my sorcerers, all of my astronomers that can read the stars. He's going to summon them all up, and I'm going to bring them in here, and I want them to interpret my dream. He said, but you know what? He said, something been going on. They've been lying to me for the past few years. All right. And I already know that little gift that they had is gone. But they think about me not being able to interpret a dream just because I'm the king. But they already know that I can't interpret the dream. All right. So now, I got to rely on them interpreting the dream to what they do. They just tell me any old thing. Just tell me all kind of lies and all of these kind of old things. And I just don't believe them. So he brought them, he sent out and got the sorcerers, you know. Sent out there and got all of his astronomers and the star readers and all his root workers and all his hoodooers and his voodoo people. And he brought them all together there and he said, I got the mightiest among the land, but he ain't considered down Meshach and Abednego now. Because, you know, they the youth that was brought in. He ain't studying about them yet now. He relying upon his staff. You know, Obama got a staff, you know. And Obama got to rely upon them. So this man is a king. Obama is a king. His wife is a queen. That this wife is a queen. So what I'm trying to say is that he had his political staff there, and he depended upon them. He didn't need no outside. After all, he's Nebuchadnezzar. Not realizing that God decided to give him a kingdom. Not that he did anything. See, how many of you out there feel like you might be got the mind of Nebuchadnezzar? You feel like you doing something. You feel like because you on the choir, you working with the choir. I built the choir stand. Some says in the church inspired and say, I built the church. Nebuchadnezzar had a feeling that he was one of the builders of all the things. So he was Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah. So he brought these old astronomers up there, and he told them, now y'all know what? He said, I feel the thing that y'all had. You know, the thing was the hoodoo what made the hoodoo work through him. I'm talking about the thing was the craft that made the witch be the witch, the way you say use witchcraft. I'm talking about from the dark side. I'm talking about them old satanic things that the evil one do where they ain't got no power except when you give it power. You understand what I'm saying? Satan ain't got no power until you give it power. And you give it power by tricking yourself. Y'all understand me? So now when he got all of these old hoodooers up there, let me tell y'all what happened. They said, he said, I had a dream, y'all. He said, yeah. He said, yeah. Say, go on and slew us the dream. He said, what we'll do, we'll interpret you the dream. He said, no. He said, look now. He said, I already know the thing is gone from you. I know you've been lying to me. He said, but just go ahead on. He said, no, king. Bring Nebuchadnezzar to slew us the dream and you'll give you the interpretation. He said, I done told you. He said, I tell you what. This is how we're going to work this. Whoever interpretate my dream, I'm going to make him great in the land.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make him my right-hand man. I'm going to make him chief of staff. I'm going to put him in charge, and he's going to have what they call control. Because I am Nebuchadnezzar, and I am the king, and I set the rule. He said, this is how this thing going to go. He said, but now, if you don't interpret the dream, he said, now listen. He said, listen to me very closely. He says, now, if you don't interpret the dream, he said, I'm going to have you cut up in little small pieces, and then I'm going to turn your houses into dome hills. Y'all know what the dome hills is? Lord have mercy. That's a pile of manure. He says, now, I'm going to have you cut up into little pieces and turn your homes into dome hills. He said, do y'all understand that? Did y'all hear me, Mr. Squatter? Did you hear me, Mr. Sorcerer? Did you hear me, Mr. Bundumi? Now, did y'all understand that? So then, they got kind of worried. He said, I'm going to give you a minute or two. So then, Daniel, he was the one that God gave the gift of discerning dreams and giving the interpretation of dreams, like handwriting on the wall and all this kind of stuff. So now, Daniel, he got the word that he done heard in the background that we all finna die.